Miggs, here today with Bian. Les is a world famous international umpire.
That's out.
And he's going to give us some predictions on what's happening in this week's round. We're playing Epping, Les.
Yes.
And what do you think of the Epping club in general?
Well, they're filthy, cheating bastards. They always have been. I remember playing there in 1935. Beautiful summer's day, 45 degrees. It's been beautiful for a week. Turned up and the deck was underwater. It was like a swimming pool, an Olympic swimming pool, except Ian Hall wasn't there. He was pulling in for the clock.
Now, you're familiar that Epping has the famous GIMP. Now, when was the last time you saw the GIMP, and what's the GIMP up to these days?
Well, last time I saw the GIMP, he was actually eating his own sauce on his face. He was eating a sausage roll. He had to finish the sausage roll, hadn't only finished it, started eating his fingers. He sucks on his saliva quite often too, and that's quite rare. But he's a very, very ugly man, and sometimes he's been able to eat his own food.
I've also heard that he's now in charge of the afternoon tea there. So, what are your predictions? What do you think we're actually going to see on the table after the GIMP has finished preparing it?
Cracked cutlery and pots and cutlery.
So no food?
No, he's eating it, and the utensils as well. He's a fat heap of shit.
Right, okay. Now, looking at the ringer sides taking on Epping this week, who do you think's going to do the best, maybe top score for the Greens this week, mate?
Well, there's been a couple of good scores this year, but I've got one prediction. I think Denny Reynolds will probably put on another kilo. It seems to be being one every week, so I predict that'll come true. And I also predict that Billy Lloyd Green's moustache might grow another hair, which it looks like he's been balancing slow.
Now, Les, we've got a new player to the club this year, Anthony Caruso.
Victor Caruso?
Anthony Caruso, mate. Yeah, now what are your predictions? How do you think he's going to go this week, mate?
Well, I actually saw him in pre-season training, and he used to run off 15 metres and he used to slam in like a big fat heap of shit, and the ball used to come out quite slowly, I did picture. But I don't know if you're going to compare Victor Caruso to a packet of marbles. I don't think he's got the whole lot in the bag, to be quite honest.
Really?
No, he's not the full quid.
And some also say he looks a little bit like Adam Sandler.
Yeah, well, he does. He does look a bit like Adam Sandler, but get it on! I do a pretty good impersonation of Adam Sandler myself. Do I look like him?
A little bit, yeah.
That's out!
There's a lot of new young guys that have come to the club this year in the Pathway program. Have you had a chance to mingle with a few of the young fellas?
Yes, I have had a chance to mingle. I actually took Benny Wickham, I think his name is, and young Willie Outrigger, I think. And I took them for a day out at Luna Park, and they couldn't get any other rides. They were too low. They couldn't, the arm was like that, and they were under it. So they couldn't go on any of the rides. And I think Willie had to go at the Laughing Clowns, but was putting something in the mouth that he shouldn't be.
Right, okay. Well, he's a young fella, you know,
yes, that's right,
hormones and all that. And what about Justin Knight? What are your thoughts on Knighty?
Well, we both go to the same dentist, I can tell you that. He's got teeth like mine.
Oh, right, okay. Yeah. And what about Hamish Ferguson? Have you had a chance to meet young Hamish?
Yes, I have. He's a very good cricketer with a very fucked up hat.
Alright. You've got your suitcase here with you today. I just was wondering if you could show the viewers what you've got in there and what you take along with you to the games.
This is my suitcase. This is what I take to test matches, getting ready, getting changed to do the first session, because they won't let me back after the first session. Now what I've got here, this is my beautiful wife. This is Bian. We met her at the dentist, and you should have seen her teeth before that. They were absolutely mangled, so they did a very good job on her. This is my sculling drink, beer, after the first session when they've asked me to leave. I always have a nip. This is Chompy. I take Chompy to bed. Look at me, I'm Chompy. What'd you get, fuck? And this is the Holy Bible. Well, this is actually my book of finds. There's a find here, 1993, Stephen Waugh, playing in the Gabba test, was fined for shitting his ducks. £1. And now and then, I get caught a little bit short, so after the first session I don't really have a toilet to go to, so that's when I use the other mug.
We're playing Epping. How do you think the club will go as a whole against Epping? Who's going to win?
I think first game will win. One day game, is it?
Yeah, one day game.
They'll win outright. Second grade will probably win, with Freddie getting 4. Third grade will have a good win, very good win, with the Norwegian chipping in with another 4.
Stewie, yeah.
Stewie, yes. And fourth grade will win quite comfortably.
And how do you think, they've got a rock star captain this year, Jeff Tucker. Don't know whether you know Tux.
Yes, we don't get on. Yes, I've known him for many years, we don't get on. He's a filthy fucking slime bag. I don't want to speak about him.
Okay, you don't want to elaborate on what actually happened there, that there's...
What part of I don't want to fucking speak about him, I don't understand.
Okay, mate. We'll call that a day. And what about the 2 5th grade teams, mate? How do you think they'll go?
Yes, Dougie's team will win quite comfortably, and Jason's team will win too, as long as he stays off the hamburgers for the game.
Okay. That's great, mate. Well, thanks, Les. Thanks very much for your time. We'll meet again next week. And very nice chatting to you.
I don't mind. Yeah, you're beauty. Is that it?
Thanks, mate. That's it.
Right.
Cheers. Thank you.
I hate fucking interviews.
Jesus.
I hate fucking interviews. Is that still not it? One minute.